Welcome, friend. Welcome to Morrowind. Welcome, friends. I said in the previous video that I'd be with you in a minute, and it hasn't been a minute, it's been a day. And that's because when I went ahead and recorded the second chunk of this week's episode, I forgot to press record. So I did a lot of wild and random babbling into the void, and that was fun. And it's something that I'm sure happens to everyone recording videos for YouTube, probably on a fairly regular basis. I'm gonna try to make sure I remember to record stuff properly afterwards in the future, but you know, who knows. So anyway, let's have some deja vu and get on with this. So, I've just been through the Andrano ancestral tomb, and I've taken everything there is that's worth at least 10 gold to 1 weight. As you can see, I got a bit attacked by bone walkers, so my strength and endurance are a bit low. That's not ideal, but my strength is still enough to carry all my crap around for me. I forget where the weight display is offhand, but you know, I'm not struggling yet, which is nice. So there were a couple of things that were interesting. This is magic arrows. They're handy if you need to take down a ghost or a daedra or someone persistent with a bow. I'm mainly interested because they're worth a fair chunk of money. That stack is 100 septims right there. Trakes, I think they are in this game. I think that's Felthorn. Yep. That's another thing I found in there, the Dagger of Judgment. That's going to be really good for exhausting someone who's tanky. I can't use it. It's a short blade. It'll be absolutely hopeless. I mean, in time, sure, I'll get short blade skills, but for now, you know, it's a paperweight. I'm guessing it's probably a quest-related thing, much like the skull that was down there. But unlike the skull, I could actually pick it up, so that's nice. Ah, cats! Ah! That'll be an interesting challenge to add to the mix. I can see some of the screen, so that's good. Now they're scrapping a little. Hermes, leave Fina alone, sweetie. There's a good boy. I know she's around the other side of the monitor screen, but that's no excuse to swat at her. Theen, Hermes was there first. I know it doesn't make any difference. And you can lie there if you want, I can see at the moment. Yeah, sorry, just life. So yeah, I'm going to hold on to it, find somewhere to stash it probably. Then there was this Firebrand. That's not a unique, that is just a two-handed sword with a fire enchantment. It's the two-handed version of my spark sword. Again, two-handed, not a skill I've practiced properly, utterly useless to me, but you know, it'll sell, and I don't need to keep that around, that's fine. Apparel, along with a range of helmets, none of which I feel like putting on, although this is the best of the bunch. It's a slightly better armor rating medium helm compared to my weird wormmouth helm, but it is a bughead, and Syra looks like the kind of person and feels like the kind of person who is used to using at least some of her appearance as part of her strategy, and I think wearing a full head helm doesn't really feel right for her. Although maybe if I find one of those Telvanni cephalopod helms later on, being a squid head could be amusing. So anyway, just going to sell all of that. This ring is shock balls, not just a tasty, nutritious treat. That's a ranged spell attack. It doesn't require any particular skill to target, you just have to aim it yourself. So that's really useful. That's 20-foot range damage. And I'm not sure how many charges it'll be good for. I don't know how many charges the spell uses, but, you know, even 2 or 3 of those could help soften up some archers or something. So I'm definitely going to put that on. I'm going to take off the Thief Ring because I'm never going to remember or particularly want a 5-point speed or agility boost. I've got to drop it on me, haven't I? And what was this? Oh yeah, 3rd barrier. That could be useful. I have to remember that's there. And this is a robe that has Night Eye on it. Night Eye helps you see in the dark. I've got things tuned so that I'm not left in pitch dark all the time because it's really bad for viewing. But still, that could come in very handy. And beside, it's enchanted. Magic gear is better than non-magic gear, even when it's not as stylish, at least in my head. I'm sure the denizens of Vardenfell will critique my fashion choices. Magic stuff. Got a couple of potions, but nothing super smashing or anything. Some booze. This was interesting. I didn't know that guar milk in the modded setup was a weak health potion. That's definitely nice. I mean, it's weighty, but good. Some Flynn will sell well. Oh, and there was this as well. Talvani Bug Musk. Talvani Bug Musk is expensive. It's not very easy to find to buy. And it's a huge personality boost. There are some quests that are almost impossible to complete before late game if you don't have some Talvani Bug Musk to charm the pants off, not literally the pants, to charm the goods out of someone. Musa, that's another booze, but that's a great fortify fatigue for a bit. That'd be useful for some stuff. I often joke about punching God in the face, but you can get tanked up and punch Vivec a lot and even kill him. So, you know, yay. He probably deserves it. I picked up a couple of scrolls, but nothing hyper exciting. And then this stuff, bunch of books, most of which I'm going to sell. And this strong Dwemer coin, which I'm curious about. I'm not sure if it's just Fender trash, so I might hold on to that for a bit. And soul gems. Soul gems are used in enchanting. The process is you get a soul gem, you get a soul trap spell, you go and find a creature, anything other than a playable race basically. You cast soul trap on it, you kill it, the soul gets stuck in the soul gem, then you turn that soul into an enchantment of some sort. You know, like extra strength or shock balls or something. Let's start moving. I can ramble about enchanting. So, one of the, I mean, I guess the morally positive thing out of all of this soul trapping is that when they... Why is that butterfly just hanging there? That's weird. Huh. Hoverfly. When you... Oh, look, a netch. I like netches. They're pretty. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to stop being so distracted by shiny objects. Are nets shiny objects? I guess they are, actually. Yeah, soul traps. It's not actually the eternal soul in any important sense. It's some sort of life energy thing. Maybe it's the animating force powering the body, but it's not the personality. That's a separate thing, right? This is Pelagiad, and the Ogrim is south of Pelagiad, so maybe it's over a hill somewhere. I didn't come this way last time. I was rambling quite so badly last time. Yeah, so it's not like you're grabbing something's personality and dissolving it. And given that you can soul trap Daedra, which are fully sentient, and use their energy, that's probably a good thing, because even though they're the demon analogues of the game, they're not actually really all that demonic. There's our Ogrim. They're normally summoned here to fight, sure, and to do bad things to humans, but they have their own cultures, their own societies. They don't like being called here. They don't mind killing mortals. But you know, that's not what their existence is. They're not like little torture monsters or anything. Well, most of them anyway. So the fact that you can turn them into, you know, a nightlight or something would be pretty grim if it wasn't for the fact that it's not the personality, it's just like the bioenergy they're using to animate the body. And the same thing goes for like mud crabs and what is this thing? A mole crab. Well, it seems harmless. For a mole crab too. You can trap a mole crab in a soul gem, but you're not trapping the actual crab's eternal essence, whatever that is for a crab. You're only trapping the energy of its magical energy of its body. Nothing runs on anything resembling Earth physics. Everything is running on magic. That sun, that's a big rip in the boundaries of the universe surrounding this little bubble that happens to contain a planet. And that's magic flooding through. It's not sunlight, it's not a sun, there's no stellar body there, just a hole in the sky through which magic floods. So, you know, you can't bring any Earth assumptions. There's no DNA. That's not even really water. I mean, it's a video game, of course it's not water, but even in the game world, even in Morrowind, that's not water in any sense that we would understand. It just serves the same function and looks similar. So let's see what is going on here. Puzzled Ogrim. That button.
Come there. Answer Lord Coxswath's riddle. No great skin, you're not there. Ha! You answer anyway.
Okay, tell me this riddle.
Okay, here's the first riddle.
Yes, fine, I'm not going to quibble. I'm ready.
Okay, the kind of coat that is always wet when you're wet and you put on wet coat. What kind of coat you put on to get wet?
Paint?
Maybe? Okay, next riddle. I forget what Lord Coxswath said, but I know. How many alchemists it take to screw in an alembic?
2, obviously.
Aha, 2, but they have to be really small. Haha, I don't get it. Lekora tell me this one. She say it best one. Okay, last riddle. 3 chests. Pick one. 1 treasure, 1 nothing, 1 death by tiny cuts.
Well, that's not a riddle.
Lord Coxswath say more, but I forget. West chest is best. Trap protects nothing. Middle road explode. 1 treasure, 1 nothing, 1 death by tiny cuts.
Thanks. Oh look, here we are. He said the west chest. I don't believe a word of it. I'm going to go for this one. Yeah, it's the most difficult one to open as well. So, definitely. I should probably pick all of the locks, frankly. If picking them doesn't lock me, into anything. Just for the points. If you didn't watch the looting episode, you won't have seen me throw myself off of a tall ledge several times. So you missed that particular moment of glory. Ah well. The Ogrim says,
No, now I don't get to beat you.
And he disappears. And there is a basket of lightwood. Sorry, I beg his pardon. Is there anything in this one? I wouldn't have thought so, but let's... no, let's not use a fresh one. Let's use one I've already started. Clickety-clack. Thank you. A weapon back in hand. Is that mine? That's mine. Nothing. Okay. And this, I assume, is monsters. Maybe only the first time. Okay, fine. We have our lightwood. I mean, okay, I get this is modded content, and that finding a reason for a Ogrim to have a stack of wood is vaguely weird, and they wanted to put a little puzzle in there and it's all in fun and stuff, but I'm just trying to think about the mage who set this up. Or Dremora Lord, or whatever the actual instigator was. Why would you do that? Like, get an Ogrim and give them that puzzle and put some... Oh well, I mean, whatever. Doesn't bear thinking about, really. Try not to obsess, man. Are these flowers I can eat? Yes. Yeah, I really should be looting more, and I will do. But I've just, metaphorically, just looted the entire dungeon, and my current loot urges are somewhat assuaged. What do we have here? Nels Llendo.
Nels Llendo, at your service.
I'm not your dear. Who are you?
Hello, my dear. Nels Llendo at your service.
Yes, who are you, Nels?
I see by your blush that my name is familiar to you. Fear not, fair lady. Nels Llendo is far from the heartless villain some have made me out to be. From as charming and gracious a woman as you would ask, but for a single kiss, it would be the most precious prize I have ever solicited from a client.
Well, you're a highwayman, I assume. A kiss, huh?
Yes, all I desire is a single kiss from a beautiful lady such as yourself. Will you not grant Nels Llendo so simple a boon?
You're probably going to paralyze me and steal everything I have or something ridiculous. But I did just save, so sure. What harm could one kiss do?
Ah, yes, though it is Nels Llendo they call thief, it is you, Sire, who has stolen my heart. Your kiss is worth more gold than I might find in a duke's treasury. I must take my leave of you now, dear lady, but I take my lodging at the halfway tavern in Pelagiad. Perhaps you will visit Nels Llendo there some time. I am certain I'll be able to be of some service to you then. Until that time, goodbye.
Oh, that's dramatic. Start of a quest, maybe? Potential hireling? Who knows? I probably need to turn south if I'm going to get to Ebonheart, don't I? I don't want to head west too far. I'll end up in Vivec. Yes. Ew. Caterpillar. Nasty. What are you, caterpillar? Ah, you're a Quama forager. The Quama are an insectoid race of assorted bug things that... I don't want to be in third person. That the Dunmer use to farm eggs from instead of chickens. We'll go in a Quama mine at some point, probably not very long. They're mildly disgusting. Then again, most food in Morrowind appears to be mildly disgusting. Ordinators.
What is it, citizen?
Is there any problem coming through here?
Go about your business, but I'm watching you.
The famous Ordinator quote is, of course,
We're watching you, scum.
Always charming, the Ordinators. If you dress in their armour, they go absolutely mental and will attempt to massacre you on sight. Even after you are officially the chosen of Vivec and bearing all kinds of prophecy-related stuff and absolutely entitled to wear the armour. Unless, of course, that's been patched out. It wouldn't be surprising at all if someone had put a mod in for that, because it was always vaguely silly. But this is the age of Vivec City. Vivec City is big and sprawling and named after Vivec. Perhaps because, you know, if you've found yourself in some strange god or monster's bed chambers after a century of hard blackout drinking and you're not sure how to get home, having the place named after yourself is a good way of doing it. The lump that you can see slowly coming to view in the sky over here is an asteroid. that started to break up. Sheogorath flung that at Vivec City because he was annoyed by Vivec for being so presumptuous and declaring himself a god. Vivec time froze it in the same way that, me opening my menus freezes time. It's still moving, or it will be as soon as the time freeze stops. He could have just stopped it. He could have dismantled it, disintegrated it, moved it somewhere else, sent it back at Sheogorath. Instead, he left it hanging over the city, still at its full velocity, as a really fairly unsubtle reminder that at any time he chose, he could wipe Vvardenfell off the map. Nice guy. Nowadays, his secret police have taken it over and they use it as the Ministry of Truth. Its name is Bar Dao. We'll be in there sooner or later. They've hollowed it out, put prisons in there. It's a cool place. It's just, a threat, and a pretty unsubtle threat, frankly. But while Vivec is many things, actually, I'm not going to say that. He is, in fact, sometimes wildly subtle. I look at his sermons, they're extremely subtle. But he is also sometimes just a complete douchebag, basically. So this is Ebonheart. Ebonheart is the imperial fortress that serves the capital of Vvardenfell, which is Vivec, just over there. It's next to Vivec, so the Empire can flex their muscle, but far enough away that Vivec doesn't get irritated by them, because at the end of the day, he is still a god. You can see how close we are. Sorry about the bouncing. Lots of stuff goes on in Ebonheart. Speaking in terms of game lore, it's where the boats come in, for the most part, the official ones. Our old chum from the boat. Oh god, I've forgotten his name, of course, as soon as I start to try to say it, but naturally, him.
Wake up, you were dreaming, chap.
He'd have been taken through here and on to Vivec City for the prison. When we come to finally get down to Tamriel Rebuilt, we'll head off from here. There's also boats to a number of other chunks. As I think I said before, there's a whole range of transport networks in Vvardenfell, and boats are one of them, and they connect all sorts of stuff. Now, this place is famous for being a bit of a maze. I have, in preparation, done a bit of running around. I don't want a bar, but I'd like a vendor. I mean, I can sell some stuff to a bar, but I'd like an actual shop. There I might be able to flog some of this loot. Enchanter. That'll do.
Another drink.
Hello, friend.
Can we hurry this along?
With pleasure. Good day, Syrah. I'm Tari. This is Ebonheart, named for Castle Ebonheart and the Duke of Ebonheart, Duke Vedam Dren, by the grace of our Emperor, the Emperor's representative here in Vvardenfell District. Can I help you? Well, you could be a little less pompous, but I suppose you're an Altma. Yes, I want to sell stuff to you. What will you let me sell? You'll let me sell shard arrows. How much gold do you have? 2,200. 3? You'll give me 3 for 20 shard arrows. What? Don't think so. How about for that firebrand then? 3. Yeah, okay, no. That's ridiculous. I'm not saying anything to you, you can piss off. Maybe I'm going to have to drag everything back to Seyda Neen and sell it to a rill. Some merchants have very high skill and therefore have very high cut rates on what they're prepared to buy or sell to you. like that guy, I guess. But it's not worth getting quite so badly stiffed. So anyway, I have done this run through to this guy a couple of times, because me just flailing around pointlessly getting frustrated isn't a huge amount of fun. So I still don't know exactly where he is, but he's somewhere in this maze. Grand Council Chambers is a good start. And there's not the towers. Not that. Not outside. Imperial Commission sounds about right. Ah, yes, and then he's through here, I think.
Let's hear it.
Let's not.
What's this about?
Now, will you stop moving? Covortius Albutian. Yes, there you are, good chap. I see from your outfit that you have wealth and taste. Why, thank you. What can this warrior do for you? I'm afraid I'm here to talk about Hriskar's bad behavior. Those are serious accusations. What evidence do you have? I have 5 letters. This seems quite clear. He's been harassing some of the locals, especially this Fargoth, committing crimes, even refusing direct orders. I will have him assigned to Drughead Island. I have no authority to reward you officially, but please, take this small reward. 200 gold, very nice. Thank you very much. Tell me about Drughead Island. Arctic training camp for the Legion. It's frozen year-round, supplies come in twice a year, along with 100 fresh, foolish recruits, and the nearest available women are 10 days away by ship. Yes, I spent some time on Drughead Island. A year or two there, and he'll be a changed man. Note, I did not say a better man. For that, we can only pray to the 9. Do you know anything about his connections that have so upset the locals? You mean his aunt back in Cyrodiil? Whatever her place on the council, I doubt she knows what he's doing or cares about his treatment. I know her well enough to know she never liked him, but perhaps someone made an assumption. There are too many of those in the Legion, or perhaps Hrisskar used her name as a threat. Whatever his connections, I don't care. Well, that's actually awesome. Thank you. And I guess you'll just get rid of him? As I said, I will give orders for him to be reassigned to Drughead Island. I assure you, from personal experience, this is a punishment. The orders will be delivered by 2 nights, and Hrisskar will be taken there by force if he resists. And about the orders? You look like you can handle a sword. Want to join the Imperial Legion? Actually, yeah, sure. Let's join our first faction. Sign me up, boss. All the garrisons are presently at full strength. Okay. Except perhaps the Death's Head Legion at Fort Darius in the West Gash, near the village of Nisus. If you're interested, you'll have to talk to General Darius there. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll do that. There are several factions. There's a whole bunch of factions you can join. There are several you can join without impacting other factions whatsoever, such as the Imperial Legion and the Imperial Cult. And I think the Temple as well as the Cult. I don't think that's a problem. The Mages you can join. The Thieves and the Fighters kind of play against each other a bit. So that's a bit of a problem. But there are ways around it if you're subtle. And you can only join one of the 3 great houses. You can either join the Dark Brotherhood, which is modded in this, or the Morag Tong, the local assassins. You can't ever join wait, are the Morag Tong the assassins? Yes, the Morag Tong are the assassins. The Kimono Tong are the thugs. You can't ever join them. They're the homebrewed Thieves Guild. They're strictly antagonists. Thieves Guild. With some fava beans and a nice candy. Anyway, thank you. What's your rank? Tell me your background. I am Covortius Albutian. I've killed more men and mer than I can count. In peacetime, there's always mercenary work. When war comes, I thrive. Okay, awesome. I don't know what your rank is. Maybe I'll find out at some point. But Sir Albutian, I guess seems fair enough for an Imperial. Thank you for your help. It has been a pleasure. I'll see myself out. Cheers. TTFN. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do around Fort Ebonheart, and I'm sure that we will be back here to do a chunk of it. But for now, let's see if I can retrace my way. Is it this door? It was. Back to Seyda Neen. And,
I'm on duty. But go ahead.
No, thank you. Splat. Oh, no damage. No damage means no athletics points. Oh well, to try harder. Yes, what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, get back to Seyda Neen. See if anything has changed in the storylines surrounding the Census and Excise office. Check Fargoth's okay. Make sure Hrisskar actually gone. Give the lighthouse keeper her basket of wood, and sell our ill-gotten gains to Aril, who likes us and doesn't have such a vast skill that he's going to basically trivialize everything we try to sell. I mean, basically we just wander around the coast road and head back. That'll take us back to Seyda Neen. And it's a pleasant little stroll. Like, the Bitter Coast in particular is... Hey, little scribblet. Hey, scrib. The Bitter Coast is gorgeous. And I appear to be finding my way into the middle of nowhere. So let's have a look at the map, shall we? Yeah, they head up rather than down. Okay, my vague, too much nattering. I just assumed that because there was a path, it went somewhere. I know much, much better than to make that particular assumption. Yeah, we'll see if there's anything else for us to follow up with on the Census and Excise stuff. I still suspect that creepy idiot with the "I barely pushed him" thing is going to come up somewhere, and oh, I see, I'm off the wrong end. That doesn't help. Like I said, this fort is a maze.
What's this about?
Yeah, chain of thought. I had one of those. The wheel fell off, so I shot it.
Less fortunate than myself. The Nine and the Empire, citizen.
Yeah, that guy, the weird Imperial. I'd be surprised if he doesn't crop back up somewhere. And in the basement there's a trapdoor that didn't used to be there. I'm astonished if that isn't going to crop up as well. There's a modded note somewhere on that floor that can't be read. So there's every hint that there's stuff going on there to do. So I'm going to keep poking around Seyda Neen and its quests and side quests until I find a way to shake loose whatever's going on with that guy, or until it gets tedious, and then I decide I'm not going to bother anymore. Okay, now we're walking back past Vivec. That's good. That's the right direction. I don't think, in fact I'm pretty certain there isn't a transit boat that stops in Seyda Neen. They have the Silt Strider, and most villages on the coast have a boat, but I don't think Seyda Neen has a travel boat or water taxi. And that means there isn't any direct transit between Ebonheart and Seyda Neen. The various transit routes that there are in Morrowind intersect in all kinds of fascinating ways. And with practice and experience, you can find yourself getting almost anywhere very quickly through a complication of the half dozen different routes and where they intersect, including the teleport spells, which run you to temples of the Imperial cult or temples of the Almcivi, depending on which type it is, whether it's divine or Almcivi intervention. And they have different areas of influence, and there are different places where they intersect. So you can find yourself casting an Almcivian intervention to get to one spot, followed by a temple intervention to get to another spot, and then Almcivian intervention again to end up in a third spot. Also, you can get to the Silt Strider, which will take you in one hop to the Mage's Guild, which will then take you to your destination. It's arcane and glorious, really, much like most of Morrowind. Like all these mushrooms everywhere. Here we are. Sort of home sweet home. As I said when I did the first episode, Seyda Neen always feels a bit homey. And here we are, coming through the dusk. So, I think, given the time, that what I'm going to do is check in with Celis Gravius and with Ken Ralston and see what they have to say about Hrisskar, and if I see Fargoth, I'll chat to him quickly, and then we'll stop, and next time we will go and deliver our Lightwood and see if there are other quests to pick up, and if not, there's also that place over there. I'm sure that's got stuff going on. That looks big. And big means lots of work. Fargoth, oh Fargoth, how are you, my friend?
Thanks again for returning my family ring.
Have you heard about Hriskar's behavior?
He's gone, Syrah. He wasn't the only one who picked on me, but he was the worst, by far. I think the others will leave me alone now. I've got something out of my secret hiding place just for you. Just drop this sack on the ground, and when you pick it up, you'll have a few silver tarts. Now you never have to worry about ghosts or werewolves.
Actually, Fargoth, that's epic. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, my friend. Goodbye. Hey, Celis.
The Nine and the Empire, citizen.
Your timing is excellent. I'm looking for someone to lead a band of adventurers to Firemoth Fort. No, I'm still too weak. Orders came in to have him transferred. I don't know how to manage to convince Gavortius, but on behalf of everyone in Seyda Neen, I thank you. It's my pleasure. I promise I'll come back and do Firemoth for you at some time, but I think at the moment it would just be bad news. Could be funny, of course. What's Sususius? You don't even want to talk about, chappie. The murder processes Vitellis. Quite a shame. He was a good man, a loyal servant to the Empire. With his death, we need to hire someone to take over his tasks. You have demonstrated your ability and your loyalty to the Empire. Have I? Would you like to join the Census and Excise office? Sususius, old friend, I thought you'd never ask. As the name suggests, our organization, which reports to the Elder Council, is responsible for conducting census and collecting taxes in the Empire. It also makes sure that the public servants of the Empire, such as legionnaires, get paid. We're also responsible for monitoring immigration to the various provinces. If necessary, we are permitted to investigate crimes and outsource some of our tasks to outsiders, such as mercenaries. Would you be interested in that? Hell yeah, bring it on. Great, welcome to our organization. I have tasks for you, and we offer bounties for contraband. About that, talk to Adraria Vandasia in the warehouse. Here's the key. My tasks may not be as exciting as being a legionnaire or an adventurer, but it's an honest job, and you can get advancement quickly. Thank you. What's the first task? Yes, I have a task for you. According to the list of our late colleagues, several citizens of Seyda Neen still haven't paid their taxes. I want you to speak with Elderfire first and collect taxes from her. She needs to pay 130 gold to the Empire. Okay, now I am the man. Well, cool. Thank you. And on that horrifying bombshell... Oh, they've locked the door, have they? Can't go out the back. Shame, I like that jetty. Yeah, on that... Here's the thingy I was talking about. And there's that note I was talking about. I've tried clipping through the wall and the floor and that barrel, and you can't get it to open. Well, I can't get it to open anyway. So, having just become everything we hate, at least officially, and in the name of some money, I'm going to leave it here. So next time, first stop is going to be heading to a rill to flog all of our nonsense, and also see if we can get some potions to restore our damaged stats. That'd be nice. Then I'm going to take the wood to the person, to, I forget what her name is, it begins with P, to the lady in the lighthouse, and see if she needs anything else. Then we'll go and talk to Elderfire. It might be that she has a sob story and we can go and steal something to pay for her taxes for her or something. I'm quite happy to do that sort of thing if it seems appropriate. Depends on how much clearing out that tomb brings us. More than 3 gold per item, I would trust. But anyway, that's for next time. And if you're still here for some reason, well, thank you for watching. And thank you for all the comments you've been leaving, all of you. That's highly amusing and entertaining. Thank you. Please keep it coming. Any random old batshit thing is fine. If you want, you can challenge me to a sort of random quote off and I'll see if I know where it's coming from. But anyway, please leave a like. If you haven't done so, please subscribe because I'm sure it helps metrics, whatever the hell they are. I'm really glad I don't have to do this professionally. That would be absolutely sucky. And until next time, I'll see you next time. That doesn't work very well. Until next time, be well and safe and have fun. Bye for now.